What is the most self-destructive thing humans have ever done? They introduced one fish for food. It then ate more than 200 species in a lake into extinction. If we rank the cross-server bullies in Earth Online, 5-meter pythons and 6 million wild pigs would only be junior players. Welcome to the final episode of the Earth Online Invasive Species Guide. Today you will meet the true extinction machines and the ultimate reaper that once erased nearly half of Europe's population. Just to eat more fish, humans created one of the largest vertebrate extinction events in history. Lake Victoria was once a miracle server. Hundreds of unique cichlid species lived there, each had its own role. They evolved together for millions of years. Then, during the 1950s, humans introduced Nile perch to increase the local supply of protein. Once inside the lake, the fish entered paradise. It could grow to more than 160 kilograms. It opened its huge mouth and treated the lake like an all-you-can-eat buffet. Within a few decades, more than 200 cichlid species disappeared. Millions of years of evolution were ended with a single bite. Once the cichlids vanished, the ecological balance collapsed. Humans traded an irreversible ecological disaster for a slightly larger supply of fish. The common carp on our dinner tables also becomes a completely different creature after changing servers. In North America and Australia, it has few natural predators and fewer humans willing to eat it. Some common carp grow to more than 30 kilograms. Their feeding behavior is especially destructive. They use their mouths like excavators and constantly dig through the mud at the bottom of lakes. This turns clear water into yellow-green sludge. It also tears native aquatic plants out by the roots. Within only a few years, lakes once rich in biodiversity can become lifeless pools of muddy water. Australians hate carp so much that they have invested heavily in research on a virus designed specifically to kill them. They hope to use a biological weapon to wipe them out in one attack. With what is basically a V-shaped drill, one beetle nearly hollowed out North America's maple syrup industry. In the 1990s, Asian longhorned beetles arrived in New York hidden inside wooden shipping pallets. The females lay eggs beneath the bark of maple and other hardwood trees. After hatching, the larvae begin chewing through the tree's internal transport system. They cut off the pathways carrying water and nutrients. Within several years, a large tree can slowly die from the inside. Once an infected tree is discovered, the only reliable solution is to cut it down and destroy it immediately. To control these beetles, the United States has removed more than 180,000 trees and spent hundreds of millions of dollars. North America's maple syrup industry now faces the risk of being hollowed out by a group of insects. Another small beetle shines with a metallic green color. By itself, it is erasing ash trees from the map of North America. The emerald ash borer arrived near Detroit in the early 2000s. Over the next 2 decades, it killed hundreds of millions of ash trees. North American ash trees have almost no defense against it. The larvae burrow beneath the bark and create S-shaped tunnels. These tunnels cut through the tree's internal water system. Within 3 to 5 years, the tree dies. When ash trees disappear, riverbanks lose their protection. Soil erosion rises sharply. Humans released parasitic wasps and tried breeding resistant varieties. The results were limited. This insect is simply too skilled at destroying trees. But even the previous 19 invaders combined cannot match one ancient player that has survived since the beginning of the server: the rat. Rats followed human merchant ships and unlocked nearly the entire Earth Online map. On isolated islands, they ate their way through countless seabird colonies. Some species disappeared completely. But their most terrifying achievement involved humans. During the 14th century, fleas carried by black rats spread plague across Europe. The result was the Black Death. That single attack killed around 30 to 60% of Europe's population. Measured by human deaths, no other invasive species comes close to the rat. Even today, rats consume or contaminate food worth billions of dollars every year. Looking back through history, they caused what was almost a complete team wipe. We have now reviewed 20 cross-server bullies. We have spent all this time blaming invasive species, but think about it carefully. Who carried them across oceans inside ships, who released them into lakes? Rats may have helped destroy half of Europe. But it was human merchant ships that carried them around the world. In Earth Online, there may be no truly evil species. There are only creatures placed in the wrong location. And the player who keeps creating those mistakes is the most dangerous creature of all. So here is the final question. Humans travel across the entire planet and constantly modify every map. Does that make humanity the greatest cross-server bully on Earth?